Hello, and welcome to episode 11 of the English Sovereigns podcast. In this episode, I shall be discussing King Eadwig. Eadwig, or Eadwig, depending on who you're talking to, was king for 4 years between 955 and 959. He was the son of King Edmund I, and therefore a grandson of King Edward the Elder. He was 14 when he succeeded his uncle Edred as king. His reign began somewhat ignominiously when he was caught cavorting with two noblewomen, namely Ethelgifu and Ethelgifu's own daughter, Elfgifu. And he was caught by Dunstan, who was the abbess of Glastonbury, who did make an appearance, I think, in the previous podcast as a prolific advisor in the reign of King Edred. This was obviously greatly annoying to King Eadwig, who didn't like being interrupted in his pleasures, and so Dunstan had made an enemy for life, although Dunstan wouldn't really come to regret it in the long term. Dunstan was sent into exile a couple of years later, and I think this allowed Eadwig to actually go ahead and marry Elfgifu, but their marriage was annulled by the Archbishop of Canterbury, Odda, in the year 958, as the pair were in fact distantly related. They were third cousins once removed, for Elfgifu was the great-great-great-granddaughter of King Ethelred I, who was Alfred's older brother. So this obviously would have made Eadwig very angry, naturally, and he generally just was not really regarded as a very good monarch, preferring, maybe perhaps not to justify it, but as a teenage boy perhaps would want to do if he is king, which is to, prance about and not really entertain the business of governing too much. So this caused a pro-Dunstan, or you could call it an anti-Eadwig faction, to emerge around Edgar, who was Eadwig's younger brother. And eventually Eadwig was forced to concede that Edgar was basically going to rule the north as king in the north. And this he did until Eadwig himself died in 959 in hitherto unknown circumstances. Might have been suspicious, again, we don't quite know, and he was only 19. You can't really call Eadwig's reign a success. I don't know whether, given time, if he'd reigned for another 10 years, he might have improved. Obviously, that's a job for a hypothetical. But yeah, there's not really an awful lot to speak about with King Eadwig. So I will see you next time for the reign of King Edgar. Thank you very much.